Thanks very much, Catherine. First of all, I want to thank everybody for their contributions. I welcome the fact that the motion is not being opposed by government, and I also have no difficulty supporting the Labour amendments, just to clarify that as well. I just want to make a few points. What actually struck me is the amount of unity really that's in the room on all sides, government and not just ourselves but all of opposition. The same kind of key issues I think keep coming up, which is the worry and concern that the small providers have, particularly those that are running the ECCE only. And obviously the wages is a major issue as well, and the fees. So they are the three. And to be honest, they've always, not just the ECC, but the three issues have always been, I feel, fees, wages, and then the issues of all of the kind of not just around whether you're a small service or a rural service, but all of the issues that providers face in relation to not just rising costs now, but the various inspections, and there's a number of issues. So there's those three very distinct issues have always been, I think, and still remain the issues in the early years in childcare sector. And I think it's been good to have the opportunity for us to debate that this evening and to get, I suppose, to acknowledge as well, and for that sector to realise and understand that they are being acknowledged and they are being recognised and the issues are being brought to the floor of the Dáil. We obviously do want to see fees decreasing, but we do want to see the issues of the wages and then those particular concerns around the core fund and the small services. And maybe that's something the department can look at now that it's been raised by so many deputies and so many people of all parties have said that they've gotten emails and they've gotten lobbies in relation to it. So maybe it's an opportunity to get in contact with some of those providers to work through or to talk through the issues. I welcome the fact the Labour Court is this week. I think 7th of April was the date that was given. I obviously support the JLC process. I used to work for a union myself, so I do know that process, and I suppose that's where my concern comes from, because I know it can often drag on. It can often take up to at least 18 months, and others have made the point as well. What happens if there's not agreement reached? Is there an extension? What's the plan after that in terms of, is it just kind of time up in September, or what's going to happen? And I think that's where some of the issues and concerns come from. But I think that really kind of sums up the issues. I think it's really important. Sometimes the word crisis is overused, particularly in this chamber, but it really is that situation for places trying to maybe find staff, for staff trying to keep their own roof over their head, particularly for those that face signing on during the summer, that are working a minimum wage, having studied really hard in college, and then for parents trying to access childcare, maybe trying to find a place, trying to be able to afford that. So all of those do potentially lead to a crisis situation, and we do have an opportunity to address those issues, and I welcome the fact that the motion is not being opposed. Thank you, Catherine.